Hey folks, this is One for the Road, a John Caldwell podcast exploring Mississippi highway issues and infrastructure challenges. Here there's one person and one voice standing up for the road you travel, the road less traveled, the road in most need, and ultimately the road ahead. Each episode we will shed some light on the who, what, when, and why mysteries that leave many of us scratching our heads, searching for better answers. This is Commissioner John Caldwell. Thanks for listening to One for the Road. Well, it's past time for Mississippi to make our infrastructure a priority. During this episode, I'll address a few key issues. First, our commission organization, and finally, our unique maintenance challenges that have us chasing potholes. I love working as your elected commissioner. The official long title is Northern District Transportation Commissioner, originally created as State Highway Commissioner, and more affectionately known as Road Commissioner to some. There are 3 elected commissioners who comprise the only elected transportation commission in the nation. The other 2 commissioners are Willie Simmons and Busby, representing the Central and Southern District respectively. Our commission system is one of the closest things to a corporate model in government, with 3 commissioners serving similar to a board of directors, and our executive director appointed by the commission serving as the CEO, running the day-to-day operations of MDOT. There are obvious differences. For one, the publicly elected commission comes with wide-ranging public expectations, well beyond that of a typical corporate board. Also, the restrictions placed on the commission and our director are very different from the corporate world. Most of our money has strings attached and legal limits set by the legislature. That's a topic for another day. Still, our system more closely resembles a business model than other departments in state government. I work for you, representing over 1 million people in North Mississippi. The 3 transportation districts were originally divided by Supreme Court districts and strictly by population with no regard to infrastructure. So subsequently, the Northern District has a larger disproportionate share of lane miles and bridges than the other districts, along with nearly 100,000 more people than the Central District, thanks to the recent population trends. More people, more counties, more municipalities, and more road miles equates to more needs. Sadly, it is not historically equated to more money. So statewide shortfalls in transportation have impacted us most heavily. We are seeing firsthand what years of an underfunded highway system will do or not do, and the outlook is getting worse. Over 6,000 highway miles are currently in poor condition statewide, and over 3,000 of those are in North Mississippi. They won't fix themselves. Thankfully, our state highway bridges fare better than our roads. With 5,815 highway bridges, only 162 are rated in poor condition. However, half of those are in North Mississippi. The big projects have been mostly dormant for years. They are called capacity projects, like adding additional lanes of traffic and building bypasses to increase capacity. This commission has revitalized that capacity program, getting key projects off the shelf and underway. Funding shortfalls have this commission again considering whether that building program can or should continue. Another One for the Road podcast will soon address that and other sorts of projects in greater detail. Typically, it is the daily road maintenance and storm response, or lack of it, that will get everyone's attention. At MDOT, good people do good work from day to day, somehow overcoming our lack of manpower and money, but there are limitations to what they can do. Those physical limits are more pronounced when put under stress. While most reasonable people agree and understand that everything takes time and money, most people want someone else to wait and the money and attention to be put on them. That dynamic is universal and not limited to highways. Pitbulls, Mallards, and Potholes have one thing in common: passion. Passion, enthusiasm, and emotion with personal attachment. It can motivate folks for action, for better or worse. If you believe pit bulls are bred to attack and kill, or if you have a loved one that's been a victim, you're passionate. If you're a pit bull owner who thinks that their breed's behavior is simply a matter of training, then you're just as convinced. We don't want to start that discussion today, but the battle between the 2 sides is commonly understood as a passionate one. Mallards, on the other hand, are associated with a local deep-seated obsession, duck hunting. A friend of mine in the state legislature put it this way: "We can spend millions of dollars," he said, "and not hear word from anyone. But one time we discussed changing duck hunting season and received 1,000 emails. And duck hunters pay plenty for their passion without missing a beat. Doesn't matter how many states, hunting license costs, duck stamps, hunting camp costs, fancy duck blinds, gear. The passion is real. So what about potholes? Of course, everyone knows they exist. Everyone understands that hundreds and hundreds can pop up across our highways. Everyone understands they'll be fixed eventually, usually in short order. However, no one really wants to pay another penny for it. After all, it's just routine maintenance, until it's not. Hit a big one and tell me how your perspective changes. Let your teenage daughter blow a tire and the passion becomes real. When your granddaughter's on the side of the highway in the dark in the cold rain calling for assistance because of a pothole, all rationale goes out the window. That's the level of passion I'm talking about. From cruising our highways with casual complacency to bam, instant passion, comparable to that of the Mallards and the Pitbulls. I guess the difference in the three is pothole passion fades more easily and the appetite to pay for it is less. As more and more miles are driven without hitting anything, those once elevated emotions fade. Maintaining our highways is really a simple task, but a difficult one. Practically impossible without the funding to do it. Without adequate funding, including the authority for better pay for our MDOT workers, we will fail more often and experience fewer success stories. First, we must set higher standards and reduce the number and percentage of bad highway miles. We will always have deteriorating surfaces, but repaving efforts must be accelerated. Money is not always the answer, but when it comes to paving more miles of road, money is the answer. Everyone and everywhere we're able to pave, the good people look around and say, why did we stop where we stopped? The road is bad beyond where we stopped, so why did we stop there? We stopped there because that's where the money ran out. Several years ago, the legislature approved a diversion of a flat $80 million in lottery funds just for a limited time, and our Transportation Commission dedicated those funds to paving. Since then, paving costs have skyrocketed much faster than national inflation rates. So we do less every year with the same money. Our total paving budget is about $400 million annually. Our annual maintenance expenditures are $400 million short of the actual highway needs. That's why so many Mississippians observe that our road needs are there without seeing those highways on the paving schedule. In the meantime, we need to be quick to repair any and all bad spots. In order for us to respond to emergency needs, we need fully staffed and equipped maintenance crews. In DeSoto and Marshall counties, for example, we have tried to maintain highway rights-of-way with less than a half a dozen workers in the two counties combined. Both counties rate over a dozen workers each. In Clay County, we had 0 workers from April through August of last year. County crews from the other counties were already short-staffed, but they came to the rescue and helped those counties in the most need. So part of the solution of our staffing problems is not a mystery. The Mississippi Department of Transportation pays new maintenance workers about $12 an hour, while our competition is paying about $20 an hour. It will take legislation to address that. Simply pass a law that empowers the Commission to set the pay rates at MDOT, or pass a law to raise their pay. It's not a complete fix, but there's no fix without it. In future episodes, we'll take a look at the good, bad, and the ugly, including the plans, the people, and the projects that may or may not be. Thanks, y'all, for joining us today. Thanks for listening to the podcast, and we look forward to seeing you on another episode. Thanks again for listening. New podcast episodes will be shedding more light on unique transportation challenges across Mississippi. If you've enjoyed this and are ready for more, please hit the like button below, make a comment, place a review, or share this podcast with a friend. And join our following on Commissioner John Caldwell Facebook page. Until next time, slow down, drive in the right lane, and watch out for that pothole.